Hi guys, welcome back to SwitchedOn, and just to give you an update, the patch for Xenon Racer that we've been waiting for has dropped this morning, and this will take the game to version 1.0.3, as you can see there on the screen. And let's have a look, see what's changed in this one. Now, I know the guys that put the patch out this morning have said that basically trying to temper expectations. I think they said this will do some like AI balancing, fix a few minor things, but isn't going to be the performance patch, or certainly won't have as much impact as the performance patch is going to have, which is going to be the next one, 1.0.4, which should be out in the next couple of weeks. Just waiting for submission from Nintendo to pass that one, and that will be live then. But that's the one that's going to be, from what I heard earlier, I mean, if you've checked my other videos, one of the developers, Jonathan from 3D Clouds, has been commenting on a few of my Xenon videos, and he's been sort of giving us some more in-depth information on what's coming now. It's going to be pretty much 30 frames a second, and he said in some tracks it could push 40 frames a second as well, which is promising news. And at the moment there's around about a 10% drop in graphical quality. Not sure yet where that's going to be seen, whether it's going to be all over or maybe just the side, side assets of the track or the backgrounds. Not quite sure, but there's obviously going to have to be some payoff to get that frame rate up. There is going to have to be some payoff. Now, I have had a quick go of this patch a little bit earlier this morning, and I'm going to replay this track from the last video I had and just see really if the AI has improved at all. But I'm afraid to say it seemed worse, which isn't great news to take away. But as we say, this wasn't a performance patch. This is this is some minor work, some AI balancing. So that's the sort of thing I'll be looking for. But yeah, to me, visually it seems a fair bit worse than I experienced in the previous patch. It seems to be stuttering a bit. Now, to be fair to the game, after I had a few races earlier and experienced what I felt was a degraded performance to the last patch, I've restarted my Switch. So this is the first game. You see that stuttering quite badly. This is the first time I've tried it after restarting my Switch, because I just wanted to make sure it wasn't anything cached or any sort of memory problems. So I just wanted to be fair to the game. But it seems to me that there's a little bit of stuttering, a little bit of slowdown, which I wasn't really expecting. That there is just like, oh, it's chugging really badly at the moment. And to me, it's the popping in the background seems worse than it was as well. It seems like, a lot of the assets are popping up on missing corners because I just can't see them. But one thing that seems definitely to have changed is the amount of damage you take. I mean, I was hitting the walls a fair amount in the last races, but pretty much making it through the race without getting damaged, and I'm already down to 16% now, and I know I've been hitting the walls a fair bit, but
2 laps to go.
It's probably going to cost me a car pretty soon. But yeah, it's just these stutterings and pop-ins. I don't know. Have a watch of the video. Let me know what you think. I'm going to go back and compare it to my last video, which was version 1.0.2. I don't know, I think this is worse, possibly. And I really don't want to judge too harshly until that performance patch that they're putting their weight behind it. It's going to be better. But this, to me, seems like, especially going down the straights, there, it just seems to like pause for a second and then speed up again. It's like the frame rate is all over the place. Car's going to blow up. It doesn't particularly feel any different to control, really. As you can probably tell as I smack around the walls. But then that popping quite bad on that corner. It's hard to see where that corner comes in. So harsh. It's like, again, the frustration of, that there could be a good game here, and I don't want to judge it too harshly. I mean, Jonathan's been really good from 3D Clouds, coming on and explaining stuff in some of the comments, and he doesn't have to do that. There's another thing to watch there as you come down the straight. The draw distance as well seems to be shortened a little bit. I, again, don't remember it being that bad. Of, you look at the middle of the track with that white, the double white lines with the yellow in the middle. They're like very close to the front of the car. And the shadows here in the tunnel. I know it's always had this, but it just feels a bit more prominent. Man, I suck at this game anyway. And again, I know I've raced terribly, but the distance to the next car, 6,000 metres. The very first race in the championship, it really sets the bar high. I know I've got comments in my other videos and people saying how harsh it is, and the AI is difficult, and the requirements that you need to qualify for the next races are a bit too strict. Maybe it's something that they can change. That slowdown on that corner was terrible. It just like, it is frame rate. It just feels like everything goes in slow motion, but doesn't necessarily chug and jerk like normal frame rate. It just feels like everything just slows down.
Try it again.
Oh, I don't know. Try to temper expectations with this patch, because I knew the performance one was the 1.04, but I was really hoping to have some improvement in this patch, just to show that it's moving in the right direction. It sort of set me back a little bit now. I was trying to be positive for the game, but after playing it with this patch, it just feels like, it certainly doesn't feel better, and so it does feel like it's taken a bit of a step back. But let's see if we can run the next race. If you remember from the video last week, the second race I did, this one here, downtown Boston, I actually won this race. So again, still me driving, still bad at this game, but I actually won that race after finishing plumb last in the first one. So the AI doesn't seem to make much sense. Let's see how we do in this one, and then we'll call it a day. So again, pretty much the same point as the last video, gone into first place. And again, that slowdown there on that track, just the frame rate just plummets. Oh, it definitely feels worse. I don't know if it's a placebo effect. I really do need to go back and check that other video, but it just feels worse. And again, this is after the patch and me totally restarting my Switch. And obviously this is in docked mode, which obviously goes without saying because of the footage I'm capturing, but this is in docked mode with a Pro controller. Don't be downloading this patch expecting miracles and a leap and bounce. That, again, just to reiterate the point, that is coming in the next patch. Apparently the frame rate improvements and apparently graphical improvements, but like I say, we've been told that to get that frame rate up to between 30 and 40, there's going to be a 10% reduction in graphic quality somewhere. It's hard to control because the frame rate just is so inconsistent. Oh, this is definitely worse
Hurry.
than the last version. I'm really sorry for the guys because I'm sure they're trying their best. We're going to give it to the next patch. 1.04, see how that performs, see what the news is after that, you know, if they're still struggling, if they say, right, you know, we didn't quite make it, we're going to have another patch, this time we're going to get it sorted.
Danger, the vehicle is highly damaged.
You know, we'll judge that at the time, but, you know, we're going to have to make a final decision on the game pretty soon.
Final lap.
So many people have written this off when I was one at the start, and then when I read about the improvements they were trying to put in, willing to give it a go, bought this game with my own money so I could test it myself and bring you a fair opinion on it. So it's not like I've been given a free copy and you think I'm going easy on it, whatever. It's not. It's just my positivity as a gamer. I just want this game to be good. I want all games to be good. But some games you just can't defend. And I know I suck before anybody says in the comments. I mean, half of it is me sucking and half of it is that frame rate and the popping. Okay, I mean, I think it's quite an interesting experiment, this one, because as I say, in the last video, I won that race pretty comfortably. Certainly drove better in that race. I mean, that wasn't a particularly good drive, but I'm wondering why that drive of mine there was so bad. And, you know, it just feels like it's inconsistent. The speed of the game, you know, it's off-putting when you're sort of approaching corners at different speeds. You know, you're expecting that consistency of speed that you're carrying into the corner, and all of a sudden the frame rate drops down. You know, it's hard to then know when to initiate the drifts and stuff. So, well, there we go. That's patch 1.03 of Xenon Racer, released today. Some small tweaks, behind-the-scenes stuff, AI balancing. Not too much in the way of performance improvements, but again, whether it's placebo or not, I don't know. Feels worse now than it did on the last patch. So I hope that's helpful. Have a look at the video, see what you think. Leave me a comment below. And we'll finish off this 3-part series when the next patch 1.0.4 drops in the next couple of weeks. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Sorry it couldn't be more positive, but we'll have a look at the next video.
The engines are on.
Oh, the next patch,
The
sorry,
cars
and
are
see if
lined up.
we can
Welcome
get some
to
improvements in the game.
Miami.
Alright, cheers. I will speak to you next time. Bye bye.